Sure. Today we're here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all the action out on the course. And Frank, what can you tell us about Wolf Creek?
It's a mesmerizing layout. You can see from above, Rich, in amongst all these sort of canyon areas and boulders and that. I've never really seen a golf course like this. It's like Disneyland for us from the boys. That was just a beautiful bunker shot.
That's skill right there. Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Frank, another really rugged hole. This is the par 3 11th here at Wolf Creek.
Rich, remember that book, Dead Solid Perfect? This is what this hole's all about, because you must hit that tee shot solid. You've got to carry all the trouble in front of you. And remind yourself, too, there's enough green grass down there. Not necessarily green, but green grass around there. A good shot safely on the putting surface here, and this green's not too severe. But this is a fun par 3 just to look at, or even at least experience.
Looks like he just misread that. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. 1 over par for the day. Now to the par 5 12th. Pretty big hole with a really big green.
And a really good blue area to the left, called water there. That's to be avoided off this tee, that's for sure. A good try.
So drop the shot after ending up with the water on that recent miscue. So this will be the third shot after taking the drop with the ball going in the water. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading to...
Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land. And can he carry it this time, though?
Has to regroup, playing his 5th shot after hitting it in the water.
Yeah, it's not all lost. Once again, check the yardage, check the wind, start again.
But this is a humbling game, isn't it, Frank?
Well, shots like that, not to be proud of.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation.
Been a rocky road to this point. 4 over par on the round. 13th hole, and Frank, Wolf Creek is really kind of a macho golf course, because you can stand on a tee like this and say, you know what? I'm going to take this one over the mountains.
And then, if you do, then you flip the coin. Is it in play? Or is it out of play? This is one hole. You just you realize you're in the middle of the desert, that's for sure. And one hole that you think, well, if I play this hole a couple of times, I might just get the hang of it.
That one was running so hot. Frank, a little chip shot here from the fringe. Now, a lot of options. I've seen some players hit 6-iron. Others will shut down like a sand wedge.
Yeah, there's 2 schools of thought. Some people just try and perfect like one club. But really, the best chippers chip with a variety of clubs.
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. Just poor execution. And now 5 over par after another bogey. Now to the 14th hole, and Frank, this is probably the best par 4 here at Wolf Creek.
Well, it's certainly the hole that they take the most photographs on, Rich, and you can see why. Great vantage point of the whole golf course. The hole's just sort of littered with bunkers down the left side, so you know where not to go once again. Go to the right side of that. Hole just keeps sort of hooking around that left side. It plays under 450 yards. It's fun. Just sort of draw it a little off the tee, draw it a little into the green, and you'll be fine.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Blemish on the scorecard, a bogey. Now to the par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, this is the shortest hole on the course.
And their version of a postage stamp type hole, minus the bunkers on the right side. Green elevated, falls off as you can see down the left side. Club selection is vital, but it is such a short hole. It's very, very tempting, especially when that flag's on the left side, to still go at it. But you miss this green on the left, and you are going to be considerably lower than the level of this green.
and getting ready for the putt. Continues to roll the ball very well. Short par 4, 16th hole, measures only 393 yards. But Frank, as is the case with pretty much every hole, despite the yardage, there's plenty of trouble.
It does. It plays tricks on the mind's eye here. It looks like it's a dog leg going one way, then back the other way. But really, it's built as a straight hole just across the canyon. And that's the way you've got to play it. I don't think you can drive the green, even the longest hitters at 393 yards. But just a nice drive down there. Take the bunkers on, get it past there. And before you know it, you've got a little wedge in here. And it should sit up nicely for a birdie.
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens. 6 over for the day. Now to the 17th, par 5 here at Wolf Creek Golf Club.
Yeah, dogleg left. Tee shot obviously has to be played short of that creek down there. It's still going to be a reachable hole, even though this hole's sort of around the 550, 560 mark. But because you've got to play short of that stream, it's going to leave a lengthy second shot, and you've got to get the distance right on the button. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. He's putting for birdie now. Moves to 5 over. Finishing hole here at Wolf Creek is only 307 yards. Frank, where's the trouble here?
Short and to the right of this par 4. Really, there's a multitude of options off this tee. You could hit an iron, you could hit a fairway.
Might need some wings just to clear this hazard.
That water is looking rather intimidating.
Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Frank, not the best round we have seen. Bit of a struggle today.
We didn't really see a lot of great shots out there, Rich, to be honest. But I guess the most interesting thing is, can they turn it around?
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo here today calling the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point. And Frank, this course features some breathtaking scenery.
It certainly does, Rich. Changes of elevation, and it's in phenomenal shape. We've got to send our thanks out to the superintendent, Peyton Duncan, who's got the course exactly primed. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy the views. Take your camera as well. This is very scenic up in New England.
typo, 592 yards, but it's a par 4, not a par 5. What gives?
The reason why that tee shot's severe elevation, so we can at least sort of chew 30 or 40 yards off that number. But I'm not saying this hole's short, that's for sure. So that bunker just at the start of the fairway on the left certainly comes into play. The other feature, or interesting feature here at 10, is the shared green. This green shares that little piece of property with 13, just divided by that little pot bunker in the middle.
Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Oh my gosh, that hurts. Missed putt and a drop shot here at the 10th. Hoping to drop only one shot, this for bogey. Just a shade over par, +1. Standing over the ball here at the par 5 11th. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5. His second shot. Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Birdie try up next. Locked in on the read and the speed. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
This is a par attempt for Keimer. Okay, has it and stays at 1 over par. Moving on to the 12th hole now. Par 4, 439 yards. He needs a break right here. That one is headed OB. Look out. Every once in a while you're reminded this is a pretty hard game.
That was evidence.
Frank, this is always such a difficult spot for a golfer. You just hit one out of bounds. You're trying to regroup.
He's going to need to more than regroup now.
Now on his third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds.
Yeah, tough break really, Rich, on that last shot. It just got away from him.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
That's a good shot right there. About 10 feet away. They'll have a good chance. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. Been a rocky road to this point. 4 over par on the round. On to the 13th, and Frank, I love golf courses where you run into something you've never seen before. I have never played a par 5 of 700 or more yards. Here it is. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. This one will play a little bit longer. It's up the hill to that green. Bit surprising. Misses the green in regulation here at the par 5.
Yeah, you'd think this is one of the easier holes on the golf course. So now just trying to avoid 6.
Really good distance control there. Playing well to his strengths. That is a solid par putt. Now to the par 3 14th. It is 240 yards. What a golf course, Frank. I mean, this tests the best in the world. I'm talking about mcILORY, Jordan Spieth, and Ricky Fowler. 700-yard par 5s and nearly 600-yard par 4s. This is all you want.
It certainly is, and that's why the total yardage of this golf course is nearly 7,700 yards. This par 3, just a beast at 240 yards. One thing you want to do, though, is avoid Lake Zimmer. It's a big body of water to the right. If anything, though, look at the green. It shapes a little to the right. So you can use that left side of the green, which is away from the lake. It's a smart way to play this. Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just poor execution, and now 5 over par after another bogey. Rich Lerner back at Lighthouse Point with Frank Nobilo. We're at the 15th hole. Frank, a relatively short par 4, 387 yards.
Yeah, finally we get one under 400 yards. A little bit of trouble off the tee to be avoided. Bunker left and that little pot bunker on the right. But missed those. And really, this is a very much a scoring opportunity.
Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe.
Par. And he has it.
A good putt.
Time to make a move. The closing stretch here at number 16, par 3, 241 yards.
Well, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
And the lie pretty much dictated the result. Thick rough. Tough to get that all the way to the green.
Trying to muscle it out of there, but you had to be Schwarzenegger to get that one done. You see that kind of work from the bunker, you think of the greats like Seve Ballesteros and Gary Player, the best bunker players of all time. 17th hole is another par 5, 613 yards. Frank, how do you play it?
Only the longest hitters can get here in 2. It's 2 big hits, that's for sure. S-shaped fairway, so if you can't reach the par 5 and 2, you can still plot your way down there for a nice little pitch, and really great opportunity to get one back off the scorecard.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
Gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut. Not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Wouldn't say he's ecstatic, but not unhappy either.
At 24 feet, there'll be a lot of players much further away than that on this hole.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No. Just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Oh, not what you want here, Frank. Sit down.
This is out of bounds over there.
Just need to settle down, relax on this next shot after going out of bounds.
The amount of times somebody splits the fairway after hitting one out of bounds is astronomical.
Compound the mistakes. Well, here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. By my reckoning, we have 140 yards left. Well, once you hit double the par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Frank, safe to say, he is not having his best day out here today. What kind of advice do you give a player who's struggling? Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Getting set for all the action on what my idol Vin Scully would have said was a beautiful afternoon here in the Sunshine State. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Getting ready at Wetlands Golf and Country Club. An interesting layout, Frank. The players are ready to go, and What are you thinking about as you get set to tee off?
Well, you're thinking about you're going to play a long golf course, sort of mid 7,000 yard range, but this is a golf course that you actually do get to hit your driver more often than not. So it's a good driving golf course. Green's relatively flat as well, but be careful if you're a little weak of heart. Look left or right, you might see the odd gator or two. A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Par 4 11th hole, 443 yards. Frank, what's the best way to play it?
Nice straight drive off the tee, then really reduces this par 4 to size. Then those bunkers short and left don't really cause an issue. The green's a little tiny though, but even if you miss that green a little bit on the right side, it's a relatively simple chip.
Second shot now for Martin Kaymer. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. Kaymer now trying to put that putting stroke to good use once more. If this drops, it would give him another birdie.
As they say, 300-yard drive, one shot. Miss a short one, also one shot.
That's painful. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 10th hole has knocked him back on his heels a little bit. He's playing defensive golf right now, and he's struggling. But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Good tee shot right in the short grass. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
It's no snack, though.
Continues to putt beautifully. Here we go at the par 4 13th, 452 yards. What's the best angle of attack?
The straight line really is the best way here, like a lot of holes on the golf course. But straight, as we know, is not often easy. Fairway does start to widen up the further out there you get it. So for the longer hitters, this hole actually plays relatively easy. For the shorter hitters in that narrow area, that'll leave you a lengthy second shot where you just might have to bisect the two front greenside bunkers.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. 14th hole here at the Wetlands. A dangerous par 3 comes in at 204 yards. There's some trouble out there.
And this is where you have to readjust your focus. If you start looking right or left of this green, you see all the problems that could come in and prevail. Instead, just look at that front bunker. Try and fly your tee shot over that, somewhere around the front edge of the green, maybe 3 or 4 yards on, and then the hole becomes that much easier.
That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
That's a par. Stays at +2. Final par 5 on the backside here at the Wetlands. It's 590 yards.
Which is really a tempting yardage. A good tee shot, perhaps think of reaching the par 5 and 2. But this green well protected by 3 bunkers, 2 on the left side and 1 short right. But fortune favors the brave. At least that's what I was told. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5. His second shot.
Third shot, Martin Keimer. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Keimer has a beautiful rhythmic putting stroke. This is a birdie bid. Makes it and moves to 1 over. Making our move to the home stretch, the 16th. It's a par 4 and a good one at 455 yards.
And a chance to actually get a good run for the clubhouse because the holes are fairly short coming in. So good drive here. Find the putting surface. Maybe start the roll right here.
Let's see what Martin Keimer does with this approach shot. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. Oh, you hate to miss from that distance. Not a gimme, but well within his range. 1 over for the day. Here we go at the 17th. It's a par 3, and it takes 1 good strike. That's what you like about par 3s of this length, Frank. 238 yards. Can't fake it here.
You certainly can't, and that green just shapes a little bit to the player's right. So the best shot to hit in here would be a little draw. And that is also the avenue provided by those 2 bunkers. One short left and the other one back right.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Always take that. Good par putt right there. Well, this is it, Frank. The 18th hole. And on paper, it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And well, I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
This is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
And he's made the green. Martin Keimer, really smooth putting stroke. 1 majors, 1 of players. With a hot putter, and he's ready. So for Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long.